This is our barn find R32 Skyline. Years ago, it was imported from Japan. It sat in a warehouse, then got put up for auction, then sat on a farm for 4 years, and that is when we came along. We're gonna bring this thing back to its former glory. This thing runs amazingly, but it definitely has a bunch of issues. Most importantly, it has a whole bunch of rust. Now, while we have taken care of most of the rust on the body, it has some pretty hectic rust in the engine bay. Mostly down in the battery tray where you can literally see the ground down there, but also back here in the firewall. And that means this engine needs to come out of the engine bay. Slight problem with that. I don't have much knowledge at all when it comes to RB motors. Luckily, we've got the RB guru here with us. Cam Martin, how you doing?
What up, son? RB guru, my ass.
He drifts an RB25 R33 Skyline. He absolutely hammers in it.
But I do have a lot of RBs. I've worked on RBs for the past 7-8 years. And I love them.
You love them?
God's motor for
To be fair, I love them as well. They are freaking beautiful. And this is God's motor because it's the RB20 turbo motor. So I've got Cam here because we're going to use his knowledge to help us get this engine out of the bay. How long is it going to take us?
I reckon 2 hours, maximum 2 hours.
I don't know about that. Set your timers right now. Look, we setting the clock?
Oh, 6:30.
6:30.
It'll probably be 7 o'clock by the time we start on, I reckon, so.
All right, so 2 hours. 7 o'clock, 8, 9 p.m.
Oh, we'll be done well before 9 p.m.
So pretty much the goal is, obviously we're gonna fix the rust, but we're also gonna paint the engine bay. We're gonna do a bit of a rattle can resto on the motor, as well as replacing any gaskets and seals that need to be replaced. There's a high likelihood we're gonna discover new gremlins in this engine bay as we start to pull it apart. I'm freaking excited though. There's no time like the present. Let's get this thing in the shop and let's start pulling this RB20 motor.
First up, we need to remove everything from the underside of the car, so we threw it up on the hoist. We sprayed all of the rusty bolts with WD-40 to give us the best chance of removing them without stripping anything. We removed the drive shaft bolts and dropped the oil from the pan. It definitely smelled like it had been sitting in the engine for the past 10 years, but it wasn't the worst oil we'd ever seen. Next up, we carefully removed our beautiful Japanese exhaust, as we will be reusing this for the build. Lastly, we removed the plastic covers from underneath the engine, and it turns out we brought half of the farm home with us.
So we've been slaving away and we've got everything we need done underneath the car, I think.
Yeah, we just got to undo the engine mounts and the gearbox mount, and once everything's out from up top, we can pull it out.
Dude, look how manky it is under here. That is absolutely, I mean, under here when we pulled the trays off, it's just mind-blowing. Look at that. It's everywhere, but that's why we're doing it.
And then if you look, here's a bit of water, because someone broke the radiator.
Yeah.
I was trying to pull the little plug that it does it, and it just broke.
Yeah, you get that with the big jobs.
So I own like a radiator.
No, you don't. No. All good. Car's coming down and we are gonna just keep smashing this job out. I cannot wait to get this motor out of the hole. So the car is now back down and we're gonna get to work on the engine bay, pulling everything off that we need so that we can actually pull the motor out of the bay.
This thing has the early setup Hicus in the R32s and a bit different to the R33, so I'm trying to work out where it goes and figure it's gonna be a pain in the ass to pull apart.
It is gonna be a pain.
It's gonna be a pain. It's gonna add maybe 20 minutes to the job.
That's all right. I'll put you guys on the tripod. We're gonna get to work. Time lapse. Let's go.
So we started removing the basics from the engine bay whilst also babysitting Cam so he doesn't throw everything around the workshop. I removed the radiator and we got rid of the bonnet to give us easier access to the engine. Removing all of the stale 30-year-old rubber always takes so much longer than you'd expect.
Check this out. How did this thing run?
Look down there. Look down through
crazy. Like it's actually grown up through here.
Yeah, through the intake.
All the way down.
Yeah. That's so funny.
That's freaking mental, dude.
Scared the crap out of me when I pulled it apart.
The vines are coming to get you. It's everywhere through the car though, like. Whoa!
God.
Jeez, dude. Guess what's lived down there?
I don't want to know, eh?
I know. Probably gonna find maybe.
This is our first look in here as well. There's any rust, so caked in there. Looks good, eh?
Actually doesn't look too bad.
A little bit there, surface rust.
That's surprising. Where the rats at though, eh? Brought them home, they live in the factory now. So while Cam is going ahead and just getting a couple of things removed around the motor, we have noticed some brown kind of ness under here. Brownness? Is that what you would call it?
Cancerousness.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is pull the wipers off and I'm gonna pull this off, see exactly what's going on under here, but please cross your fingers behind your TV screen, computer or mobile phone because we don't need any more rust in our lives right now. We've got enough in this engine bay, so here we go. Moment of truth, Cam. Here we go. Woo! So, my side's all good.
You might actually be in business.
Not too bad. Oh, bit of...
That's
over there. What is that?
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Right?
Don't even look at it.
Don't look at it.
Don't even look at it.
Yeah, a couple wee holes. You know what? I'm not mad at that. I thought it was going to be so much worse. That potentially could have been like, that whole section could have just been absolutely cactus. So that's not too bad. We can chuck a couple of patches in there and cover it back up with plastic and pretend like it never existed. This is the worst part of the job for sure.
Auto looms, man, like there's so much oil down there. I was a little ambitious on my 2 hours because I forget when things are bone stock, everything is there. And things are rusted, things that break, and things are quite difficult to get to, i.e. that.
So everything is finally off in the engine to the point where we think we can probably pull the motor out of the bay, thanks mostly to Cam because he knows what he's doing. So now we're gonna put it in the air and we're gonna undo the transmission mounts. Then we're putting the car on the ground because your boys don't actually have an engine crane, so we're gonna use the hoist.
No, we're gonna use these.
Yeah, there! Woo! Let's go. Last but not least, the engine mounts.
Oh! See the engine tip?
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not tipping anymore.
Please don't fall out. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to remove our RB20 motor from the Skyline, from the barn find Skyline. And this is the setup that we have to remove it.
Mike wanted to use this tiny little chain.
To be fair, I didn't want to use that. That's Waz's
No, it's this one.
engine
This one
lifting
anyway.
chain.
Still.
Oh, so it's not as bad. That's probably highly rated. Like it would,
It just looks so cheap and I didn't want to risk it.
you don't trust it.
And slowly but surely, inch by inch, that RB20 motor started to come out of the engine bay. Of course, it wasn't without a bunch of spilt oil.
After more hours than we anticipated, we have the motor out of the car. What's the time? 10:13.
An hour extra.
An hour extra. That's actually not too bad, but look, RB20, this thing, I actually love this motor, but I love the fact that it's now out of this hole so that I can go ahead and fix. Look at that, that is insane. I also just put my hand, so much oil.
Look at the front bar.
Yeah, there's oil everywhere. The weird thing about the RB20 automatic gearbox is you can't drain the oil without taking the whole pan off the gearbox.
So stupid.
There's no oil drain bung, so we couldn't drain it, and when we lifted the motor out, we literally got oil everywhere. This engine bay, we are gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna pressure wash this thing, because look at it, it's so dirty. It's gonna be the most satisfying pressure wash. Huge thanks to Cam for helping me. Literally wouldn't have got this done without him. He did most of the work, if I'm fair. So, do me a favor, we're trying to get Cam to 10K. How much you got at the moment? 10K subscribers?
86. I got like 200 or 300 subscribers from the last video, so thanks to you guys.
You! Cam's videos are sick. He's the man, his R32 is insane. Go and subscribe to him. Let's get him to 10K. Thank you, Cam. You're a legend.
Thank you.
I'm done. We're gonna put this stuff away for now. I'll see you guys in the morning. We're gonna pressure wash this thing. I'm gonna sleep for like 20 minutes. Bye! So it is now the following day. Cam is now gone. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. But before we finish this video, we're gonna degrease this stanky ass engine bay, because this is disgusting and I'm not having it sitting in my shop looking like this. I guess the best thing about how rancid this engine bay is will be the transformation that's going to happen. We paint it, put a reconditioned engine in it. It's going to look absolutely redonkulous. But right now, let's freaking clean this thing.
So I use this red stuff degreaser and I mix it at a 50-50 ratio with water. You can adjust this ratio depending on how aggressive you want the degreaser to be, although if you have it too aggressive, it can take the paint off. To be fair, I find the 50-50 mix works perfectly.
Here we go. Ugh, that's disgusting. Oh no, I just got dirt everywhere. Well, I'm now officially covered in dirt, but that was definitely worth it because the engine bay is a whole lot cleaner now. It probably doesn't look amazing on camera, but it definitely looks 100% better than it was. And that's just gonna make it a lot nicer to start working in because obviously we need to strip everything out of this engine bay. That is the really exciting part. I'd love you guys to jump in the comments below. Hit me with the color you think we should paint this car. I'm not sold on any specific color yet. I would like to kind of keep it a genuine GDR color because the look we are going for here is the 4-door GDR style R32, which is gonna be so freaking cool. I honestly couldn't believe how freaking dirty this engine bay was, but I'm so excited to get my hands dirty, ripping this thing apart and bringing it back to life. That excites me so much. I freaking cannot wait. But that is a wrap on this video, guys. Heaps more R32 content coming your way. From now on, we are full tilt into this thing. The drift season's kind of interrupted the videos a little bit, but I'm not gonna let that happen moving forward. I'm gonna go through the RB20 motor on an engine stand and we're gonna get straight to work reconditioning that motor so it can go back in the engine bay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Cam's channel and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye. Kind of cleaner, but not really that clean R32 Skyline, but we're getting there. We're gonna make it work. Bye.